BP series with me, Gaffer Graemo. Of course, this is a cross save between YouTube and my blog, gaffergraemofm.wordpress.com, where hopefully I'll be giving you some background information, tactics, different approaches that I have been trying. Apologies for the lack of content in the past week or so, this being Christmas and everything else. To say if I've had a minute to fart would be an exaggeration. I have been absolutely flat out between work, personal life, getting ready for everything. So apologies, but hopefully now over the next while I'll be able to get some more content out much more regularly. So since you've last been here, as you can see, it's been we have gone, we're about to start our third game in the league now against IFK Varnamo. Before this, we were in the Swedish Cup. We made it to the group stage. Unfortunately, we did get knocked out in the group stage, and it was in the cruelest of fashions. Despite winning our first game against Djurgården, draws against Hammarby and Varberg meant that we only could finish in second place, behind Hammarby by 1 goal on goal difference. Granted, Hammarby were much more adventurous going forward, but much leakier at the back. But still, 1 goal on goal difference is enough to see us knocked out at the group stage of the Swedish Cup. So it gives us a great platform next year to build on, but still the disappointment of that 1 goal being enough to knock us out has been very, very disappointing. The defeat there to Djurgården is a friendly. I put out a reserve team in that game there. Between the Cup and the Superettan start, and I said we just give the guys who didn't really play much in the Cup a run out in this game here. 2 games into the league and we are third, and that's been down to a 3-0 opening day win away to at Viggeberg. It was a very, very fun game to play because we did get a goal from our goalkeeper. A penalty, 6-minute penalty tucked away by Budimir Janasevic was enough to send that one away fan into raptures of delight, with the pride of being saying he was there when Budimir Janasevic did score his first goal for BP. In the second game, unfortunately, we weren't able to take that same attacking prowess into the game against Osters, and we did just kind of struggle through a 1-1 draw here. I won't lie, it was a game where we could have easily have lost. But we'll take the positives. It's been an unbeaten start, and then we go in against top of the table Varnamo in what is going to be an interesting game. So as you can see, we're going to be going into this game with 3 injuries there in the team news, with Sabovic out with the knee ligament injury, Gustafsson, part of that central midfield duo, out with a torn abdominal muscle, while Viktor Gyökeres has damaged a kneecap, which has been a great sort of disappointment because you can see there he has been our top goal scorer, 3 goals, 3 games from the Brighton Brown 18-year-old. Performance-wise, we've seen great performances out of him and 17-year-old youth centre-back Emre Erdoğu. 6 games, 2 goals from the centre-half has seen him establish himself as part of the centre-half duo alongside Karl Starfelt, who himself has been quite shaky in his early performances. As you can see, Erdoğu has been part of that key spine of the team as we are starting off between captain Sandberg Magnusson and centre-half Karl Starfelt. So it's been great to see a regular 3 in the middle of the pitch where we can kind of build our team around. Goals as well have been kind of spread out a bit. You can see there Gyökeres is 3, Erdoğu is 2. He's proven as well to be a good threat around the set piece, especially in a corner. While poacher Marko Nikolic has only just 2 goals from his 2 starts already this season, so hopefully there will be plenty more to come. Christopher Brandborn and Jacob Ordmark have been excellent in terms of their assists, and Gustav Magnusson as well. In terms of Brandborn has been great getting down the wing and putting balls into the box, while Ortmark and Sandberg Magnusson have either been providing a threaded pass or a kind of a central deep cross that we have been able to capitalise on. Average ratings, we have been fairly good. You can see a lot of guys there over the 7 mark, and that's exactly kind of what the minimum we really want to be seeing. We have a lot of guys there though who have been performing quite inconsistently, haven't really been able to establish themselves with consistent run of form. So hopefully now, with the likes of Kevin Cabran and Tim Soderstrom, we'll be able to get guys like these going, and even Carl Starfelt as well, because we can't really continue to push forward in a poor vein of form as well. So, as you can see there, this news just came into the inbox as we start off a 2-week injury for Besard Sabovic. So hopefully we have to get the guy back in the team soon and give us a great push forward, especially as we do need the extra bit of help to really get our season consistently up and running. Now, this is one part of the game where I am not going to proclaim my amazingness at, and that's the financial management. So we did have to go out and spend a club record fee to bring in a replacement left back after Joel Quayberg left the club. And, excuse me, but as you can see, there was a profit there, but still financially the club, we are, like, I lost 200,000 this month isn't great, but hopefully it's something we'll be able to rectify soon, a bit more financial management. So this is Kuchim Abala, the new left back for BP. Although it says there he is a natural winger, we are looking to use him as a left back to be an awful lot more attacking presence down the left hand side, especially if you look to go narrow on the left side of midfield. Now I try and avoid using this team selection because I like being able to see a lot more information, and what I do like to use at the moment in the new game is this risk selection, this risk assessment on the selection tab. So as you can see here, a lot of our guys are low to normal injury level risks. Victor Gyökeres and Marcus Gustafsson both only increased ones, but as you can see, both failed fitness tests, so that's to be expected. Tactically, we can be a bit more flexible in FM Touch because there is no familiarity. As you can see there, we only get the blue intensity bar there. So if we go back and have a look at Varnamo, we go into the team reports, tactics faced. We can see that 4-3-3 narrow has been the tactic that they've struggled most against, and 4-3-3 now is going to be something that I will try and use today to see how we can make an advantage of what we have. Now for me, I like to keep team instructions the same. I'm going to try the new counter structured system. It's something I heard discussed on 5-Star Potential Pod this week, where they discussed how Atletico Madrid, a very, very defensive team under Diego Simeone, as we all know, were lined up in a game with a controlled structure according to the team report. So this will be something that we will look to try and make the most of. So in the game, we are going to adopt a system that will look like this. Width is going to come from attacking fullbacks. Midfield is going to be anchored by a deep lying playmaker on a defend duty. Beside them we'll have a ball winning midfielder on support, and we will go for box to box or carrier depending on who we select, to depending on what exact shape we would look for. And we will then go for a box to box midfielder, because we look for a box looking then to give us a bit of dynamism in midfield. Up front then we're going to go for this narrow 3. So we're going to have a poacher as a main goal scoring threat, a target man as an outlet for our team to use, and a deep lying forward in Kevin Cabran. Deep lying forwards as we all know, as you can see there, link the attack to the midfield, and having a gap between the midfield three and the front three, hopefully we'll be able to add a bit more to the side. Now the one last thing that we'll look to do is we will look to our bench to see is there any changes that need to be made, especially when it comes to players and their average rating, especially in the last 5 games. Because if we look at the last 5 games, there have been a lot of guys whose performances haven't been exactly world-beating performances. So Tim Soderstrom will not be replaced. Jukka Graemo as our target man because his performances have been weaker. However, we will look to make some small changes. As you can see, Imad Khalil, he will come in to replace Tim Soderstrom on the bench, as well as providing with a bit of width. Other players who will also enter the fray will include Jacob Ortmark. Will he make? We'll see with Jacob Ortmark there. We can see himself kind of unfortunate to be missing out as a bit more of a playmaker in the team. But no, we're going to start with this shape here. And see just exactly if this will give us what we want. See, tactics now say 4-3-3 narrow. Team instructions are always the same. Clear to flanks is our passing. We're going to play with a higher tempo and look to be fairly wide. Then we'll switch that to a fairly narrow. Hit our defence slightly deeper and offside trap. For me, when I don't have players in the DM strata, I do like to play a deeper line to try and protect the team. But also with using the offside trap means there is a type of press being done by the centre backs without having to press and lowering them out of positions. Closing down overall for the team will be more. Passing will be to the flanks, into space, and we look for a mixed passing directness. We won't worry about keeping possession because technically we're not capable of doing so. And in the final third, then we're going to ask the team to hit early crosses, having 3 guys up front and 3 guys on 3 different roles. And we have a dynamic thread up front, from a target man to a smaller poacher, who'll be hopefully there to pick up the second balls beyond the target man, but also a deep lying forward capable of picking up any balls that do drop into or beyond or behind the target man. So this is the way we're going to set up. This way we're going to try and go out and see if we will be able to topple Varnamo and keep this unbeaten start to the season. So as you can see, Varnamo have lined up in a 4-4-2 in a flexible control system, where we have lined up in a structured control system. So the fun thing today is to see just who out there who can be the ones to make the most of. And Varnamo do kick off and spread the ball out wide. A lot of work there for our guys now if they are going to be looking to use the wings to try and make the difference in the fact that we have a narrow 3 in midfield. Ball goes long across the midfield and then looking for the angled ball to the winger. Hit by Victor Force, but Janicevic is able to pick up the loose ball. Janicevic, direct ball forward to the target, and Graemo falls loose, and we're back under pressure again. As would be expected in the first 15 minutes of any game, the home team do look to take a much stronger presence in how they use the ball. Corner comes in, cleared to the near post by Figueira. Chase Johansson, the ball is cleared to Silla. Pressure close, half cleared, and the ball is scooped over. This time Janicevic opts to go short to Force. Force looks long, Cabran making the run over the top. Cabran, ball into the box, headed to the fall to Graemo. Oh, the ball goes wide. Minutes ticking by, and we see it's attack broken up. Starfeld's long ball now. Cabran offering the outlet. Nikolic is on the far side of the box, but he opts to shoot, and it's been pushed wide by Anderson. Porter now. Can we see if we can make the difference now? Figueroa cleared by Fritz. So that's to the Cali. Cabran. Figueroa left footed. It's to Brandborn. Brandborn right. It's Garbino Polo, but it's not clear. And we've returned Forrest to Cali. Brandborn. Sandberg. Magnussen's shot blocked, and Nikolic is chasing after it. And just the ball out for a throw in. So you can see, Erdogan's early yellow card, the only kind of real change. Forwards and Takali have looked quite well. As my assistant says here, we've had these number of chances, but a lot from distance, so maybe that'll be something to try and work the ball into the box, possibly. But you'd never know. Long shots, a weird thing. Janusevich holds well there. And distributes to Forrest. Forrest to Garbino Polo, who's down the target man, to Nikolic on into the Cabran, and it's a goal! Excellent play by our front three there, all combining to put us 1-0 up. And as you can see there, we do move up. Ball over the top is excellent. Garbino Polo's pass and Nikolic was superb. And even the poacher took great vision to pick out Cabran on the inside. And BP now lead 1-0. So now it's all about maintaining this controlled, structured approach to how we play, making sure that we do not do anything silly and we can keep going. Cederquist now tackled excellent by Sandberg and Takali looking Nikolic, but Nikolic easily dispossessed. Ball switch now across the flanks, 4 steps up. Cederquist has that was brilliant play there by Varnamo in how they switched the play and went straight to our wingers, which means we may have to just change our fullbacks. Moving forward to a possible wing back with a defend duty, could possibly try and tighten up that wide space without leaving the gaps in behind. So confirm those changes and we'll continue. Free kick the edge of the box, Silka into the wall. Well blocked, guys. And we found ourselves under pressure yet again. Petrovic's corner staff there only clears as far as Silka and Lundgren. Oh, superbly done, but dangerous tackle in the box there. Silka Johansson is open on that, first out the post, and Figueroa hacks away. Great pressure down the flanks from Varnamo once again. See Garbino Polo is Brandborn and Seidenberg Magnussen are having challenging games. The ratings falling. We seem to be struggling to maintain what we have done so far. We're struggling possibly with the shape as well. Erdogan inside to Takali. Savage, dangerous ball that from Takali. Brandborn picks it up, looks to Cabran. Garbino Polo. Sandberg Magnussen. Garbino Polo. Great link play there, Brandborn. Cabran has forwards to support him, and supports does. Takali and Sandberg Magnussen and Brandborn midfield 3 linking up well. Brandborn's shot was wild and wide. Bit more patience possibly, lads, bit more patience. Figueroa with a free kick now, hangs it up there with the left foot. Knocked about Takali, shot blocked. Oh, flies over. Cederquist picks up the keeper's kick. This is great. Forwards intercepts penalty as far as Silka. Takali. Forwards again, great outlet in this first half. Picks up Garbino Polo and Cabran finds the space on the right. Cabran, what can he do here? Picks out Brandborn. Half volley, just goes a couple of yards wide. Much better performance, much more down. Oh, Figueroa's free kick just sailing wide of the post. So you can see Sandberg, Magnussen, Garbino Polo, Brandborn, Takali, all really struggling. The only real player today playing well, standing out, is Cabran. And it has been, as you can see, good analysis. Figueroa's won possession and lost possession more than any others, and for the good conversion of shots in the final third. Now to try and ease the pressure here, I'm going to make just a quick tweak. I'm going to try to go back to the 4-2-2-2 that has worked so well for us. Cabran moving right back out to the wing where he seems to be more natural, and Brandborn the same. Two guys in the middle who have struggled. It is no lie to say that they haven't. But hopefully now these guys will be able to... Ooh, you know what? Let's see if we can make the difference here. And what we'll do is become slightly more flexible to see if this helps us. The most important thing here is that we have been making a lot of mistakes, and just to try and make sure we're not overcommitting, because if you check the analysis tabs here, team analysis for BP, you see the mistakes. You know, just being 4 mistakes with missed interceptions, 11 lost balls, 1 caught in possession, and all from key players. So if we can try and make sure that we have other players around here, it might mean the damage might not be too badly damaging for us, that we might be able to continue playing our game and not be under pressure to find ourselves a couple of goals down if these mistakes do continue. Unfortunately, there is no team talks, there is no way to encourage these players into the touch version. It is much lighter. So we just have to hope that these guys can pick it up in the second half. Now as Brandborn finds it down the right side, Cabran is at the back post. Can't replay the favour to Nikolic, but is able to tap in at the second. And disallowed for offside. I did have the physique feeling okay, but now 60 minutes is always the time for force up to make me subs. It makes the Garbino Polo 6.5. And even Erdoga's 6.4 at the back are quite worrying to see. A lot of guys with 6.6 there as well. With a pick up in the midfield, something to certainly stay positive about. So we are going to make that one change, and it is going to be Imad Khalil who does come on, and Imad, as you can see, is better. So we're going to go defensive forward for Marko Nikolic, and then trust false 9 status, and that way the space that we do have between the midfield and attack, hopefully Khalil will be able to make the most of and find pocket space where he can pick up a lot of damage for us from. So the change has been made, so let's see now how it goes. Nikolic as well, we're hoping can make the impact as a defensive forward, try and provide the balance that the work rate that the false 9 does not naturally do. So Cabran to Khalil, Magnuson, Nikolic shot blocked by Anderson. Great football, great short passing from the guys there in the final third, which he finds themselves with another corner. Brandborn has the short option, opposite whip it in, wins it, clears to Sandberg. Magnuson to Cabran. Can't find it the way through, so the ball finds itself back at Figueroa. We do find ourselves under pressure here. Another diving tackle there from Force. Thankfully, came with Johansson's block there, excellently by Figueroa. As changes have been made by our opponents. Back to clear Sandberg. Magnuson. That corner was dangerous, to be especially missed by the first post. But thankfully, nothing else comes of it. Now we're going to look to make our second change now. And this one will probably be based on. You can see our centre midfield, it is tiring there, but with Sandberg Max, but to Kali, looking nervous, 6.6, that's a danger. So we are going to look to bring on Frederick Hammer in here to try and give us the extra edge. Now for the second change that we're looking to make now in the next few minutes, it's interesting to see what way we go. We do have Kutambala, who will be comfortable playing down the left side with Kevin Cabran and Eric Figueroa having strong games. But the right side seems to be struggling a bit with Brandborn and Victor Fors. So it'll be interesting to see if Kyle Conway does come on, and if that sees a change as well for Victor Fors moving into the midfield 4, as he has done for us before. Game ticks on. Cabran another offside from Kevin Cabran. Goal scorer who's been the thorn in the side of Varnamo today. So we do have a free kick now. Will we get a highlight? So you see Simon Nielsen was booked and no highlight, so obviously nothing came of that. It was a very pointless free kick. But now we're back under pressure. Solberg to Silke. Nielsen picks out Silke again. Fritzheld shot on. Marvin Fritzheld scores. Oh. And a goal that not only sees us drop down to 5th position. Oh my goodness. Early stages in the season, so points are tight, but played right across the 4 there. The back as we now try and get underway and try and find ourselves another goal. Figuera, Sandberg, Magnuson looks to Cabran. Cabran swings from him, but no one's there. Hammer picks it up. Brandborn looking to go down that right side. Cross is blocked, and straight away Petrovic picks it up. Over the top to the goal scorer. Fritzl Weir picks out, and it's a save and a savage. So it's now time to try and do something a bit more. We are the away team, these guys, but this is a game we cannot really afford to go and give up more points. So we're actually going to go pump ball into box. Go, let's go, route 1. Let's go for it. You know what, let's go overload. Let's put these really under pressure. And to help us with this as well, we're going to make a change. Mingo Jacob. Ortmark down the right. Move Khalili out to a more natural winger position. Get Cabran back as this deep line forward. Let's put Nikolic back in as a poacher. That little change has really suited us. See, Khalili here is a natural winger. Ortmark as well. So hopefully now this extra bit of pressure now could be the difference in between 1 point and 3. Certainly, hopefully not 1 point and none. As you can see, 47% of our play is now going down the middle, 33 down the right hand side. So the wingers are certainly making nuisance of themselves. Lundgren to Silke with a free kick. Silke's Starfelt hacks clear. Silke picks up the second ball and it's hacked clear again for another Varnamo corner. Corner clear to Wintz. Wintz switches right to Johansson, who's crosses Petrovic at the back post. Oh goodness. Trying to keep a piece. Trying to keep PG here, guys. But trying to keep it very hard. Force the hammer. Hammer lose. Force can't win it back. Ortmark pressure. Solberg is boxed in. Goes direct and Petrovic is there. Force knocks it past him to Fritzl. Fritzl switches to Figuera there to cut it out. With Sandberg, Magnuson. Ball is blocked. Khalili. Nikolic. Oh. Big chance there for Nikolic and he wasn't able to make the most of it. Freddie Lundgren gives away a free kick to BP. Nothing comes with, and we see back in the attack. Johansson. Figuera. Lump it, lads. Come on. Lump it. Erdog. Khalili. Cabran. Knocks it past to Nikolic. No one in the box. No one in the box. Nikolic swings it in. Anderson punches clear to only Frederick Hammer on the edge. No options for Hammer. Forward. Ortmark. Oh, cross cut out. Solberg. Hacks clear. We're in borrowed time. Borrowed time. Ortmark. Cabran. Oh, and it's cut out Anderson. And that should be game. 1-1. A game that you can see seems fairly even across the board. So coming away with a draw, we can't be too disappointed. Some poor performances again, as we'll try and reflect and see how this helps us. But as you can see, draw now puts us down into 6th place. 4 points away from third. series. Until next time.